We see this distrust when, INEC is about to conduct the elections at the state level, especially in an opposition state. There is always this fear that, oh, you're coming to take over my state, or you might use state machinery to overrun, or overtake what it is that we have tried to build in this state. Do you also see that fear come into play, assuming at some point INEC gets the go-ahead to also conduct local government elections, whereby opposition or states in the opposition will feel that no, if they don't believe that INEC should be that powerful?
The truth is this: the governorship election, for example, is not conducted by the SEC of the state. It's not conducted. It's conducted by INEC. And all the parties will participate in it. And then we will believe that what is being said is correct. So if that is done at the state level, I don't see any crisis if we do that also at the local government level. All you need to do is that your performance will determine how people are going to trust you. And that's what happened in Edo State. It is the performance of the governor of Edo State that determined what happened in Edo State. And ditto it should be across the board in all the states. If you perform well, people will trust you. When you bring in personality that are to contest as local government chairmen, as councillors, people will see them. These are credible individuals. We can trust this person, we can trust this individual, and they will rely on you, and they will trust you. And I also do know that what is coming in my state also is going to depend on the credibility, the performance, and the action of the persons that is in power.
Mark brought the angle of grassroots participation, grassroots democracy, so to speak, and how much of fear the state governments would have when it comes to having elections being conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission. And she was asking if we would want INEC as an umpire to come take the job of the State Independent Electoral Commission, so that we can stop having some of those you just highlighted, whereby if you are the government in power and you conduct an election, there's always an overwhelming victory for your own party that people have complained about.
You see, I think if INEC takes over, there will be room for the various states to really perform. Because you are not going to get straight to the answer. You need to work. You also need to present credible individuals whose pedigree will not be faulted. Not that you bring in one rascal from somewhere and he says he has been anointed, and because he has been anointed, therefore he must win willy-nilly. No, that's the culture of impunity. But if INEC handles it, and not that the state SEC should handle it. I'm not in agreement with the state SEC, because what we have seen over time from 1999 till date is that once we are in the saddle, you determine whatever that happens, whether anyone likes it or not. All you need to do is to say, please proceed to the tribunal. And at the tribunal, you also know what to do. The opposition is weak, and then you have resources to manage. If there are people you can manipulate, you manipulate. At the end of the day, you get justice whichever way you want to get it. But the choice of INEC handling the matter will ensure that you will bring the best of your candidates out. Not only that, people will also trust you based on the performance of your government in the state. Once you have a winning team, you don't want to change a winning team.
But some people, sorry to interrupt you there, but some people will argue that it's the same problem that the federal government faces. For instance, the federal government or the president is the one who still appoints the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, and that person whom the president appoints is the one who's going to oversee events at the national level, is the one who oversees elections that the president himself might sometimes contest, and the president's party will contest it. So why is it that the state governments too cannot be allowed to clean up their own processes if it's that faulty, and bring up a process that will be termed credible?
Well, you have a point there, that at that particular level, that it will mean that we do not trust the governors enough to choose credible individuals. President will tell us, because as a lawyer, I go by precedent, events that have happened over and over time. I think to a large extent, each of the states will want to have a hold on each of the local government. And that's the way it has been. It's quite unfortunate, but that is the truth. we want to have a hold on it. Well, my own advocacy will be that let's have a neutral body that is not of the state. For example, the governors are not complaining that INEC handles their own election. They are not complaining about it. Why would they complain about handling the local government election? So they could have well have said, okay, if INEC, if the guy is handling that of Mr. President, then the one of the governorship election should also be handled by the state. But that is not being done. They are not complaining about it. So why would they then complain about when it goes to the local government level if there are no issues about it? I do believe, and that's my own contention, I do believe that as at now, we have not gotten there. Let's have it at this level, permeating down, because at the local government level, the INEC is almost completely unbiased about it at that particular level. It's not involved. If there's going to be any involvement, I use the word if, probably it will be at the presidency. But if that is not happening at the presidency level and it's not happening at the governorship level, then the governor who is in control of the state should go ahead and campaign for his candidates.
Maybe we cannot say that it's not happening at the national level, because some people have suggested...
Well, to a large extent, some people have... 2011 election, to a large extent, was said to be credible, reliable, and dependable. To that extent, we can give it.
Yes, but there have
been
suggestions that the president should not be allowed to nominate the person who oversees the process of selecting a chairman for the electoral body. These are proposals being made. Do you think that these proposals will hold water?
My dear, the truth of the matter is there is no watertight relationship in any part of the world. Just a few days ago, the CJN of Nigeria its name was forwarded by Mr. President to the National Assembly. She was asked a number of questions, cleared, and just a few days back, the president swore her in. Would that mean that as soon as the president swore her in, then she becomes obedient to Mr. President? So that's why we say, when we have credible individuals at the helm of affairs, by the time you show your credibility, you allow the institutions to work as it were.